Come on, Yuki, sit down. Come here. Sit down now. Sit down. Down. Sit down. Dogs have always been my friend. I remember my first dog was named Rover, and he and I would take strolls along the river and through the oat fields and down the road together from my earliest memory when I was 3 or 4 years old. I remember one time that my mother became very frightened when she missed me and couldn't find me. She had 2 smaller children in the house and couldn't locate me, so she started down the road and she went to the school and she went to the river. She went all through the back pasture and I was nowhere to be found. So she went out in the field and got my father where he was working and told her what had happened. And together they looked for an hour for me. And finally my father saw the oats moving, waving just a little bit. He tried to determine whether it was the wind blowing them or someone walking through them. The oats were above my head and above Rover's head. And finally he said, I believe there's someone walking in that field over there. And while Mother stood and held the baby in her arms, he went where the waving was taking place in the oats. And he found me along with my dog Rover. And he asked me why I had left. And I had to give an explanation on the spot. It was a difficult one. I just said Rover wanted to see the country, and I wanted him to see it. And we've had many dogs during these years. Now we have Yuki, and I think they saved the best for the last. He is the friendliest and the smartest and the most constant in his attentions of all the dogs that I've known. He was a wanderer and adventurer too, and he was running along the highway down to Johnson City. And my daughter was coming here for Thanksgiving dinner, and she saw this little dog and she stopped and called him, and he ran to the car. She went back to the filling station and said, who does that dog belong to? The man told her he didn't belong to anyone in Johnson City, that he must have just wandered in here or jumped out of someone's car, or we have always thought maybe he was with a circus because he was so well trained. So Lucy picked him up, and she has a love for dogs too, and brought him to me when she came to Thanksgiving dinner. And Yuki's been here ever since. We left word that if the owner ever asked about him, to direct him here. But I'm glad that the owner never missed him, because I surely would if he left me.
He's gonna
Well, if you don't get
bath and some flea powder.
If you don't get some flea powder and a bath, he wants to go in the car.
Oh.
You want to go out and ride? You want to go to see the cattle? You want to go see them? Do you? Do you want us to go? Whoa. Whoa. Come on, sing for me. Come on, sing for me.
Oh, you silly dog.